Hello everyone, my name is Larseth and welcome back to Stardew Valley. And in this little short guide here, we're going to be looking at the difference between preserves bins and kegs. You can see we've got some kegs down here, and my preserves bins are inside here. Not in use at the moment though, so I forgot to fill them when I last had a load of finished crops. But the use of both of these items is to turn crops into artisan goods. So in the case of the preserves bin, which you unlock at farming level 4, this turns any fruits you put into it into jellies, or it turns any vegetables into pickles. So as you unlock these bins quite early, and each of them are very cheap to make. They're only 50 wood, 40 stone, and 8 coal each to make. They actually can turn quite a tidy profit. Each one takes 2 days to process the item that you put in, and these things, especially in the earlier game, can make you a lot of money. I mean, what I tended to do was any berries, like blackberries or stuff like that, which I found, which you get especially on the bushes in summer, I believe. You just stock up, and I ended up almost having a month's worth to process, even after the season in which you can harvest them had ended. They are, however, almost exclusively better. If you're looking at pure profit, they're exclusively better for vegetables. They have basically a better modifier for vegetables than for fruit. If you're looking, however, to process a load of fruit, then kegs are the way to go. You get them quite a bit later in the game. You get them at farming level 8, and they are a bit more expensive to actually produce, requiring 30 wood, 1 clay, 1 copper bar, 1 iron bar, and 1 oak resin. The oak resin which you get from tapping trees. You can see I've got some, I think this is pine resin here, pine tar. But yeah, you get them by doing that, and you can again put pretty much any fruit or vegetable in there, whereas the preserves bins only produce 2 different items. This produces 4. You can put wheat in the kegs to produce beer, hops for pale ales, fruit in there to produce wine, and vegetables in there to produce juice. Now, whereas the preserves bin was much better for vegetables, this is much better for fruit and has much better modifier for it. I believe in both cases there's only 3 items where, for each, where there are preserves bins, there are vegetables in the preserves bin which make less money by being put in the preserves bin, and then the same for the keg. But overall, the good rule of thumb is vegetables go in the preserves bin, fruits go in the keg. Now, obviously, I mean, the bigger moneymaker is the keg, which makes sense as it's a item you get later on. But you can increase the profit you get overall from all artisan goods, so you could be using both of these at the same time by picking the level 5 farming skill, which is tiller, which increases the worth of your crops by 10%, which obviously doesn't have a impact on this, I don't believe. It doesn't have an impact on the final pricing of this, because these are artisan goods and not crops. However, that skill leads on to, at level 10, the artisan skill in farming, which is 50% more value from from any artisan good. It doesn't necessarily need to be these. It could be stuff like mayonnaise or oils and what have you. So those are the real main differences between kegs and preserving bins. They're both really useful. I mean, I've seen a lot of setups where people have just got, dozens and dozens of these things, and they just make a vast amount of money by, setting these running. So every 4 days or 2 days in the case of the preserves bin, they'll just be churning out thousands and thousands of gold worth of artisan goods. But I hope you found this short guide at least somewhat helpful, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.